Welcome back, brothers and sisters of Christ. My name is Brianna and I'm back with another video. And today the message is we are not here to please people. So with that being said, don't worry about what people say and think about you when you begin to change for Christ. Because this is something that I feel like this is something that's not talked about enough. And this is something that I really struggle with. I would say I'm still at the beginning, sort of, like, I'm still at the beginning of my walk. But the deeper I get, the less I care. And that's how it's going to be with you as well. In the beginning, it's going to be so hard because you're really going to care about what people say and what people think about you when you begin to change, because they're so used to the old you. It's not going to make sense to them. And I understand that, but some people it's not going to want you to change. They're going to make it hard for you to change. But we're not here to please the world or please people. We're here to please God. We're not here to please our flesh either. We're here to please God. And we have to understand and remember that we're changing for the better. This is a great, beautiful thing that is happening when you change for the Lord. But you will get negative feedback because a lot of people, again, they don't understand it. Some people want you to remain stagnant, and some people miss the old you and the good times y'all had when you were sinning the most. And it's just hard for people to move past that chapter of you. They're going to continue to bring up those old memories and old things that you used to do that you're trying to move past. And you're going to hear a lot of, don't forget where you came from, and you acting different, and you think you're better than everybody. And it's going to hurt your feelings. And those things are not true. It's just that you want to be the best you that you can be. And people take it a completely different way. And like in my situation, I was worried about what people would say about me and think, because I was a partier, like I always say. I was a partier, I was a clubber, I was the drinker. If you wanted to have a good time, you want to go to the club, take some shots, you know who to call. It was me. So for me to turn around and just like change the way that I did, I was scared of what people had to say about me and me changing. And people are going to talk about you. They're going to talk about you behind your back. I don't know why it's so hard for people to accept people changing, especially for the better. Because the thing about it is, people will talk about you anyway. People talked about me when I was a partier and doing all the things that I did. They talked bad about me then. The same people that talked about me then is talking about me now for trying to better my life. So people are going to talk about you regardless. And that's why we have to get to a point where we don't even care what they have to say or what they're saying about us, because what they say do not matter. When you do this, you're putting them before God, their word before God. When you care about what they say or alter your actions because of what they're saying, we're putting them before God. And we can't do that, because at the end of the day, we have to answer to God. We all have to answer to God. And when we all die, because that time will come for all of us, and he asks you, why did you care about how they feel and what they said, but you didn't care about how I feel and what I told you and what I said? How would you answer that? What are you going to tell God? So we really have to get to a point where we do not care what people say and how they feel when we're changing for the Lord and walking into the purpose that he has called us to walk into. You know what the Lord told you to do. It may not make sense to nobody else. It may look crazy to anybody else. They may not understand it, but they don't have to. It's not for them to understand. It's for you to understand. The Lord is calling you. It may not be their time. So, and it's, once you get that call on your life from the Lord, baby, your mindset change. Your thought process changes. But people that are still like sinning in the world, their mind is still the same. Their thought process is still the same. So they're looking at you like, they don't take it the same ways we take it. When you're changing for the Lord, we take it as a good thing, a positive thing. We're thinking about all the things that we've been through and where he took us from. And we just want to be the best us we can be. We don't ever want to go back to the old us. But they look at it, a lot of people look at it as, who do you think you are? So don't worry about what people say. Their word does not matter. Only God's words matter. He is going to be your best friend within this walk, within this journey. So one of the scriptures that I have pertaining to that is Galatians chapter 1, verse 10. Am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. So you can't please people and please Christ at the same time. Because people are going to want you to do things of this world, but we shouldn't be trying to please people anyway. God is the only person that we need to be pleasing. He is the only one that matters. His word is the only thing that matters. And Acts chapter 5 verse 29 says we must obey God rather than human beings. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. Obey him. If you know that he's called you to do something, he's telling you to do something, he wants you to change whatever it is, we must obey him instead of what people say. Because people will get into your head, because the enemy is using people whether they know it or not. You know, they might not intentionally do or say things, but some things that people do and say could really trigger something in you and your mind and have you fighting against your spirit and your flesh, what God told you to do, and you know what your flesh is telling you to do. So that's why it's important to stay in your word again. And then Proverbs chapter 29 verse 25 says, fear of man will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe. The Lord is going to keep you safe. You cannot fear man. They shouldn't be putting no type of fear in your heart, because that's basically what you're doing. If you're caring about what people think and say about you, you're basically fearing them. You're fearing their thoughts against you, when we should not be doing that. We should only be fearing God's thoughts against us. He is the only one that is going to judge us when that time comes. These people cannot guarantee you a spot in heaven. These people cannot guarantee you a relationship with the Lord. So why are we caring about what they think and what they say? That's what I have to tell myself, and that's what I'm telling y'all as well. So that is the message for today. I hope this encourages somebody, because this is something that's not talked about often. Because yes, us as Christians, especially early Christians, we care about what people think. We care about what people say when we change for the better. People do give negative feedback, and it's not easy to deal with. So I'm here to encourage someone today to tell y'all, do not care what people think or what people have to say. Stay in your word. Stay close to God. He will comfort you. He will bring people that will align with your divine purpose and that will uplift you and that will encourage you to be the best person and version of yourself that you can be. If those people are not doing that, he may tell you to let them go. So that is the word for today. I hope this word reaches the right audience. If this word is not for you, it's for somebody else. And remember, I'm telling y'all this because I love y'all. God bless.